is. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, dude. All right, here we go. We are live once again for Laying It Down with Big D. And I, of course, am your host, Andrew Big D Moore. And today I'm joined by fellow caster and seriously rising star in the North American Counter-Strike scene, Trottah. How are we doing today, my man?
Dude, I'm doing good. I don't think I'm a rising star or anything.
That's why you're the rising star.
No, it's not why I'm actually being like for real, and that's even something that like people were like saying, like, try to like, do you think like you're one of the people that can help like bring NACS back up? And I'm like, dude, like I'm a part of NACS. I'm this in the grand scope of what should be massive. Like, do I think so? Absolutely not. Do I want to play a part in everything? Damn fucking straight. I can I swear? Is
Yeah,
that
yeah,
allowed? You
yeah.
might need to bleep it
No,
out.
no, no, no. This is raw and uncut.
All right, I like that. Whoa.
The question is Big D also
Uh,
raw and uncut? The world may never know.
That's no, but like seriously, how this all started, just it doesn't, none of this was my plan, and I just love what I do. I mean, I cast random shit, I watch random shit. I don't even know if I always cast right now either. Like I I just, yeah, I just love it. I'm here to bring my entertainment. I like focus is what's like thing. Like I have a creator mindset, and getting into casting, I knew I wasn't a caster. I loved watching casters and stuff. A lot of casters to me like that. A lot of them didn't always like stand out to me, and I wanted a different perspective within a viewer. Like, and that's why like I always have my webcam on, because like at the end of the day, I am a caster when I try to be, but I just my goal is to be a creator. Like that's always been my goal, and like casting is just it's cool. Like I just get a yap on people's gameplay, and it's sick.
Well, and I think I think that's where you have gotten such good recognition, is because that is the void that's needed to be filled in Counter Strike. Is like casters do fill a certain role, right? And like people are all doing a certain job with that, but like this is what I was just talking to Tyler from Notorious about. This is like content is what is going to bring people in to watch Counter-Strike. And if you're like, you can be really good at casting, but if you're not fun to watch, like people aren't going to keep coming back. And so that's where I think like you're really filling a very, very, very important void that's been left in North American Counter-Strike. And on top of that, like you're just grinding the fuck out of games constantly every day. Like, how many regions are you covering?
So basically, I like to look at almost every region except for Australia, just because their time zone is actually terrible. And like, if someone wants to go save like work on OCE, like CS, bro, that's all you. I can't touch it. Like, it's that region for me is brutal. Some of their games like can start at like when Melbourne was happening, I'm like, I want to watch the games, but I don't want to be awake at 1 a.m. like and go until like noon and go to sleep. That's brutal. See, wake up for me. So like my shtick, my like my perfect regions are EU, into SA, into NA. Those are the ones that I levitate towards. I started all of my casting and everything. I started doing EU CS. I didn't start within NA. However, my scope was to start in EU, where it's basically it's a larger horizon, I guess you could say. And my goal has always been to take my EU viewership and to fucking bring it to NA. That has always been since day one what my vision was with everything. I knew where the viewership was at, and that's why I started with EU. And also transitioning and shifting, because like especially like ESL and stuff like that, it's a good segue. Like from I could start within EU, I could go to SA, and then end the day with NA. And I kind of kept doing that day in day out, day in day out. And like I'm grateful for ESL and like working with them on challengers, because it really pushed me to like different boundaries. And like they do have like systematic like procedures, like trying to work with like everything, and like it helped me because I didn't know a lot of it, and like trying to join stuff. I remember the first time I was trying to connect inside of like a CSTV or a Go TV or something. I didn't know what I was doing. I'm used to going opening up Facing, clicking the spectate button and saying, "Yeah, of course I'd like to open with Steam." I'm like, "That works. That's good." Like my casting knowledge, like outside of that at the time, it was nothing. I don't we're using a HUD and everything. It was all everything was new to me since the start. I started this actual journey that I'm a part of right now, the end of October of 2024, like beginning of November 2024, like that time frame. So like this is I'm learning day by day still.
But but you started play. What happened back in 2014? Because I know that take us back to 2014.
All right, 2014 Trottah. That so okay, so that's something you might see is if you click open my Twitch, I have like a trailer. My first ever time I've done a cast was back in the day is 2014, 2015, and I was a part of an esports organization. It was called Circa. And basically we're like, "Oh, we don't know back then it's like who's a caster? We're trying to not like, you know, like we're trying to do this cheap as possible. We're trying to figure it out." And I'm like, "Yo, I know how to stream. Like maybe I could try and dabble in." And I just joined the server, no HUD, no nothing. I put logos on each of the sides. I was like repositioning them afterwards. And like that was back in the day, like just ESEA. That was it. I tried to dabble in casting. I had fun. I did like 2 seasons back then, but I wasn't a caster. That was like a yo, what's good? Like the community, like let's go. I'm like, shit. What button do I click? And I was like I don't know, dude. It was I tried to, but like that was kind of that's where I first found it. And then like since then I was inside of esports doing management and stuff. And then later on I kind of left esports kind of right before COVID hit, but then I also realized that I love esports. Like no matter what game it is, I know I'm currently CS, but like I love every single esport. Like CS is awesome. I love Rocket League esports. I think it's sick as hell. Val is okay, which right now they have a lot of shit going on, so I won't even talk about that. um, but no, fighting games hold a huge part to me. But during COVID, I hosted 1v1 Rocket League tourneys, and like I was like full-time creator. I mean, everyone was like stay at home. I was working at a school and stuff. I lost my job, so I needed to fill the void. I needed to fill the gap. I needed to do something. And I was casting 1v1 Rocket League tournaments. Like every day. That was kind of my like stick. And then I ended up stopping just because yeah. There was some stuff that went on. I broke up with one of my girlfriends and I was just like, all right, I need a break from everything. So
I know how that goes.
it is. Yeah, I'm like, it is what it is. So but I'm happy to be back. I'm now casting CS every single day, no matter what region it is. I don't care. I'm here and I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah. Well, and we love having you too, because like I said, it's bringing attention to Counter Strike again, which is and it's so nice watching your streams as well, because like you can tell you're enjoying yourself, and that's why people are attracted to it, right? Is like it doesn't feel like somebody's trying to extrapolate something from our community and just, all right, I'm going to do what I need to do, and then you guys give me some money and I'll bounce out of here and be done with you. It's like you're doing this because you really like everybody can feel your passion. I want to ask you about what other esports besides Rocket League and Counter Strike do you like? Are you into any MOBAs or anything like that?
Back in the day, MOBA, I loved Heroes of the Storm.
Okay.
That was I fucking loved it. It died off and I was like, damn, that sucks. But I really like Halo. Halo is so sick. although I don't really play it anymore, I watch the esport every once in a while. COD is kind of cool, but I also don't open up YouTube, so like I'm not trying to. They have exclusive rights on YouTube, and the second that they do that, I'm like, I don't watch it. It's like someone mentioned in chat the other day, they were like, "Oh, do you guys remember?" I think it was Axed actually. I think he's like, "Do you guys remember when ESL was on Facebook?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And you know what? I didn't watch it because it was terrible. I'm not loading up Facebook. Like my family's out here posting stuff on Facebook, and I don't even go on to like that. Why am I going to watch
Right.
Counter Strike? Like, it's I don't know, but no, there's a ton of esports I just do like to watch. Halo's cool, COD, Rocket League, fighting games especially. It's not even like I grew up on it. I just found a passion, kind of just watch it. Like Mortal Kombat esports is so sick. Like, there's no reason I suck at the games. It's not even like I'm good. Like, I don't know.
Dude, but fighting games, you can be really bad at fight. I think I've always told people like for if the I actually had a neighbor recently tell me they were going to like convention at some point this summer, and it's like an esports thing out in Texas. And he was asking me, he's like, I don't know what to look at or what I'm doing. And I'm like, go find Rocket League and go find fighting games, because if you don't know esports, those are going to be really exciting to watch. And you don't need to know like either, I like you'll pick up on what's going on really quickly. Like those are just super exciting to watch at all times. Are you,
Oh
have you
yeah,
ever been to Evo?
yeah. I went to Evo in 2017, actually. Was it 2017? I'm trying to think. 2016? Something like that. One of those years I went to Evo, but I have been to Evo. I go to CEO every once in a while. I've been to a shit ton of fighting game events actually. It I've been to like I went to the first ever DreamHack in the US, which was DreamHack Austin, which leading up to the major, that was like I the last time I went to Austin was 20 I think that was 2015 actually. And that was super sick. But yeah, I've only been to 2 CS events in my life.
Really?
Yeah, I went to Philadelphia in 2018,
Okay.
and then before that, I went to ESL One New York in 2016.
In 2016, so you were not there when Buckethead was putting the buckets on his head in 2019.
No, I was not. I was there for
Okay.
2016. And
Who won back in 2016? Do you remember?
Navi, I do
With
remember.
Simple?
It was Navi. Yes. I hang on. I want to look up the roster. ESL one. I I don't want to sound like an actual idiot when I say it.
Because I don't know if Simple. It might have been not till like what 2017 that Simple was on
It
Navi.
was it was Seized, Guardian, Edward, Flamey, and Simple.
Okay, what's 2016 that Simple went to Navi? It's
It was a sick event to watch. We stayed in the venue probably till like I don't even know, like 2 a.m. watching the grands go down.
2 a.m.
It was it well the so even looking at it now, the grand finals, it was a best of three, and it started at 10 p.m.
Oh, was that back when they had like one of the semifinals on the same day as the grand finals?
Yes. Yeah, they had both semis and grands all in the same day.
Okay, yeah, that's
And they all went game 3. And then the last grand 3, Nip versus Navi went into overtime.
I vaguely remember this. I've
It was earlier in the day, SKVP went 21 to 25 as well as Map 1 also went overtime. It was the craziest thing, and like at the time, like I was Navi as an org, bro. Like I love Navi. Their old jerseys, like I don't even know. It was like the cool, like yellow down, like the
oh
sideways little
yeah.
pixel black dots around it. The nostalgic Navi jersey, and watching them win because I think prior to that they were on kind of a dry streak, like they haven't won or anything in like a minute or something. So like to come over to watch it like live happen, I was like freaking out. I was like, "Oh my god, like this is so cool." Like it was the coolest thing.
Do you have a how do you feel about Simple being at the like we got to see him in Dallas a
Oh.
little bit, but how do you feel about him being at the major? Do you think it's what are your thoughts surrounding him right now?
So I'll say a lot of things
Yeah,
actually about it.
lay it
I
down.
love Simple as a player. I mean, I watched him growing up. He's one of the sickest players of all time in CS Go. In CS Go, one of the goats, not the goat, one of the goats, because I think there's a ton of goats within Counter Strike Go. Um, However, like going into this, I mean, he's even mentioned it kind of recently that he wanted to come back, or if he came back, he wanted to be a rifler, which I don't know if everyone kind of knows about or if a lot of people know about, but he is filling an op role. Do I think that him replacing Brokey is a good thing? Honestly, I think Brokey was an issue of FaZe. I'll completely be honest. People are like, "Boo, Trottah, you suck," but people agree. I don't care. Like that's my take. Like, agree with it or not, Brokey's been playing pretty rough, and I think he needed to go. I will say at Dallas though, minus Rain and plus Skulls, I think that's not an upgrade. That is a downgrade. Nothing against Skulls. However, he's just if you're gonna replace Rain as FaZe, right? We're thinking FaZe like massive organization, massive team. It's just not quality enough for them. I think Rain will be there for them for Austin, which I'm excited about. But back over to Simple. Do I think he's good? Yes. However, I don't want to hear people, oh, Zaiwu is a fake. Fuck Zaiwu. Like, no, shut the fuck up. This is Counter Strike 2, not Go. Simple is washed. I don't care. Like, put a fight up. Sure, he's a good player, right?
And
He's
exciting to
not the
watch.
MVP. It is, of course, of course. It's Simple. Like everyone wants to rewatch Simple, but it's not Simple's prime. He's not shooting against plumbers. Like people have been doing this as their full-time job for year on year end. Like back then it was like if you're on a paid team and if you're going to every tournament, of course you're going to be better than most people. Trust me, back then the skill gap from him to other players was crazy. Now we have like young faces like Kayasuke, Spirit Academy player. Kids fucking insane. We have all of these insane players, all of these insane talents rising up, and especially during COVID, which yes might have hurt the scene as a whole, but it's also more people just started to play Counter Strike because they're all at home, they're all online like nonstop.
Yeah.
So like, no, do I think Simple is an awesome player? Do I want to watch him? 100%. But like, they can't take down Vitality. That's if any team's gonna do it, it's not gonna be FaZe with Simple.
I like where your head's at. I agree very much. I don't even really pay that much attention to tier 1 CS anymore just cuz Vitality has been reigning supreme for about 6 months now, and it's been I enjoy it because it's the first time in my life that I'm from the Northwest, so none of my sports teams have ever like been really good at winning anything. So it's like the first time I've like liked a team for a while and watched them win. But yeah, I just don't. I don't think FaZe is. I still think FaZe will be more exciting to watch if Rain is playing. Like Skulls, like you said, Skulls coming in to especially to fill in for big shoes like Rain. Like Rain is like one of the heavy favorites for a lot of people on FaZe because he's so consistent at what he does. I th-
He's
yeah,
reliable.
he's so reliable, right? And like when you and he's just such a crucial part of that structure that they've developed. Um, yeah, I think it'll be more interesting to watch with him there at the major, but I very much agree with everything you just said. Well, and you bring up a really interesting point that I hadn't thought of as well is the fact that like the floor, like the skill floor, has raised so much higher since like Simple was in his prime. What do you think, and from your vantage point of watching all these different regions, what do you think the underdeveloped regions like China and like Asia and Oceania and North America and even South America to a degree all share, or like what's something that they need to do to raise their floor as well?
See, that's a question that I've been thinking about for a long time, and I've never really talked on it actually. And even like Fruit Cup mentioned, like Fruit Cup had the interview yesterday, and like I mean, as much as you say, right, organizations come in and output talent abroad. Like I think boot camping within Europe is good for teams. Like even if it's for like a month long time or like a half a month or something, it doesn't need to be crazy. But especially with this new VRS format, if they can get invites in, even if they boot camp over there, right, and play CCT online for VRS, it's yeah, okay, yes, online's not the best situation, but it's also like all the scrims they can then play online because especially being an out exterior talent going into the region, like that's where you're going to see a lot of practice. It's more international like practice is key. I will say like out of all regions, the place with probably the most international like Asia, like at least like they're there. They can play with a lot of Russian teams, not too bad with ping and stuff. However, you need to be a higher caliber. And something too, like I've noticed within regions like SA and Asia, they actually have a super similar play style. They're super hyper aggressive, and their CTs kind of are lackluster, except for when you work at the top echelons of teams. Rather than I actually think that NA plays a decent amount like EU. However, when you look at kind of our upper play style, towards the top, it meshes kind of well. However, like our shots are not as consistent as them. That's like the number one thing you can notice. And like it also comes down to like playtime, right? Because like if you look at NA and all these regions as a whole, you have like these top teams. You have like what, like four top teams from each region. If you look at EU, there's probably 50 teams that can go hand in hand with our top four, those top fours. And like I'll say it, like I'll be honest, like complexity they leading up to it, they actually went over and competed. I watched this and I fucking casted it. They played in Yala Compass. I think it was a closed qualifiers for Qatar. They didn't play for the main event, but they then farmed VRS points, which like that's not a bad thing. That's not a roast, and I want to let that be clear. But they 5-0'd within their group. They went to EU. They played for VRS, but they also played fucking good, and that's why people are like, "Shit, dude, complexity is actually like kicking ass." It's because they actually went to EU and played against some better competition. I'll be honest, like I think what it comes down to as well is I think a tournament organizer within NA, like I think it's cool that like Frag had like I think it was what like Sharks, Nip went there. That's super sick. We'll probably unfortunately never see Nip go back to it though because now they're up in top 20 VRS because they've literally been cranking out every tournament and everything. Like they're up there. But I think truly what needs to happen is there needs to be a happy balance of a North American tournament that needs to happen. That's like 16 teams. And what it comes down to is like 4 invites to each of the regions. Because not only are we helping our underdeveloped region, we're also helping like the global scope of just CS esports right now. Or like 20 teams and like it's like group play or something like that. We need to have a different format and a different scale and make it kind of like an even playing field. Like I think that's what we need. And yes, we might not win the event, and unfortunately, we need to be okay with that. Like we're the little guys in the big picture. Like I mean, when was the last time we raised a trophy? Like it was years ago. It was years ago. I don't even what other than like Philadelphia, of course, I don't know the last time we've won a decent scale event.
I don't think we.
Like that's
I think the last time we won an S tier event was back in like 21 or
the
20
major.
with when Liquid was like whenever Liquid was getting their Grand Slam like 3-4 years ago, that's the last time we were winning anything. But like that was still like the start of where Liquid wasn't really an NA team anymore because they were bringing in these imports from other areas and they were playing a different set of Counter-Strike. And it's like there's kind of this. I honestly feel like the last time we had a pure NA roster win anything was the Cloud9 Major, And after that, there just started to be like people started to. I think other regions saw value in the few NA players that were available there, and they started picking them up, and they started going to different regions, and there's the mixing and mingling started happening then, which I think is great for regions, right? Like that's what you're talking about is like people need to start learning more play styles, just like Gavin was talking about yesterday. But like we in NA still need a wider set of players to like go out there and do that.
I think what it comes down to, and like this is my take at least. I think teams importing players, I think it's good. Actually think it's
Yeah.
healthy because our player pool is slim. It's slim pickings, and the more players you bring in, the basically the better our pool becomes. I will say though, I do like teams that keep keep an NA core, like keep the core alive. Two imports, like kind of max, I would say, onto a team. It's healthy. It makes sense. Like there's so many teams even within Europe because they all represent different flags and everything. I think that's healthy. My number one thing, and I will keep saying it, importing coaches. That's my number one thing because they have experienced coaching players over there. But to bring them over here, I guess it would make more sense to our top teams because like coaches here, right? A coach here is what your Annie Stratting NA teams. That's the issue, right? If NA just keeps playing NA and NA plays NA, you're only planning for that competition. And even Fruit Cup, Gavin said that yesterday, is like you can prep, you can play the same team, but you go across country, you're gonna get your fucking ass handed to you because you don't know what anyone else does. You just know how NA plays, and that's another thing. I think like a good thing for us, and like I know that FPL is the thing, but like I don't really know that FPL is an amazing thing. Like I think that we need like kind of almost like and like I would love to have an opportunity to like host this like a pro-am almost, like get pros, get amateurs, get people that are like on the rise that like no one knows about. There's so much undiscovered talent within NA. And you know what? I'm gonna say it. NA, we got some players with some fucking crazy egos around here. And that's all I'm trying to like. They ain't fucking raising trophies and they think they're Zywoo simple and all them. You're not, unfortunately. You can want to, but like, how about you take your ego and put it into your gameplay? That's like the number one thing. I think people need to be just more open and listen to opportunity and see where players can actually go.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I agree. I think that I think that there's obviously this is one of those things that's like a complex problem, right? Like it's not going to have a simple solution. Otherwise, it would have been implemented by now. But like, I do think it's important to like constantly have this kind of conversation and be trying to figure out, okay, why aren't we moving upwards, right? Because eventually you do, like, you can be mechanically gifted at Counter-Strike, and I think that's where a lot of the ego comes from, especially in NA, is like you're the best in your region, but like a lot of these people can't translate it to the game, like to the team play aspect of it. And I think that's one of the biggest things in those in EU is how well coordinated the team play is, that there's more of like a hive mind going on with them, right? Like, I don't know. I think NA will get there someday. I think we're on the rise. Do you feel like we're on the rise, or do you feel like it's getting worse?
I think right now I know, I actually think right now NA's at a really good point. I like back when I first started like casting and like looking at everything and like really trying to figure thing out, like really paying attention within NACS for at least more than a year now, like really trying to focus and understand it. I actually think we're in a really good place and we've been developing. However, there has been like certain instances that I'm like, are we in a good place? What's kind of happening? And like, two large indicators. Kind of a lesser one, I will say, like the whole Blue Jays thing kind of going on. And like, and I'll say it, from my skepticism when they were like, "Oh, we're like relinquishing the roster," I was like, "Hold on, is this fully a bad thing at first?" And the reason I'm saying that is because they at least kept Freshy. like if they fully dipped out of the region, you know what? That would have been a cash grab attempt to try and grab a sticker. And that's, that it is what it is. They didn't do that. They're with Freshie. I'm interested to see what's going on for them. But no, one of the things that like I really question the major, or not the major, the region is party astronauts. When all of that just blew up out of
What
nowhere,
happened?
like uh, it was like some things kind of went back and forth. Like Wardell left, or not Wardell. uh, just some players. The player coach left. Fang kind of went a little off on everyone. Um, yeah, it was kind of brutal within the region, and I was just like, no, that's kind of sad. It to me, it honestly, it seemed like just egos flying by, and there's been moments that I've lost hope actually. Like there was one day I was about to start up my stream, and I went into I'm not even gonna say names. I went into a creator stream and someone said some really like bad stuff about one of the players like on stream or whatever, and like he read over the message and everything, and he didn't even delete the message. And like it was an NA face within the scene, and honestly, I didn't stream that day because of that. It affected me. It like I going into this, my number one thing has always been like people are putting their life on the line to play this game. Like, I get it. You want to be upset. You want to be mad. Sure. But like, you can't say like crazy bad stuff. That's not okay. It's like also like threatening too. Like, I coming down, it's like learn like what these players are like going through. And like, I've even heard about it too. Like, so many times where it's just like mad people. I'm assuming people that are probably mad that they're losing bets and stuff, which, like, in my opinion, we can talk about that too. And like, if you bet, that's one thing, but at the same time, like, if someone has a bad game, like, that's not on them. Like, that's fucking on you for having whatever faith you had in them. Like it's just not healthy. And like that's why I'm also trying to be here because I want to try and create a positive atmosphere to like dude, my goal is to put a smile on a face. If I get a message in chat like, yo, this player sucks, like fuck them and their family, like which people say that in chat, which is like to me, it's fucking absurd. Like that is not okay. And like I say that, and I'm like, you know what? Like you're banned, you can unban requests. We're not even gonna look at it. Like we're just gonna deny it. I don't care. And like that's not being like me being an asshole, but like, dude, that's not what I want. That's not why I do. Like I don't wake up every day to read a message like that. Like I do this because I love it, not because I have to.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, if you're down, we can also. I want to talk about gambling within the
Yeah,
scene.
please talk to me about it. I let me know your feelings.
No, so like going over everything and really like being a part of the scene, I've definitely understood. I never took a gambling sponsor to start, and the reason being is because I never wanted a true biased take within anything. Like I don't want to push this on to people. However, when I look at gambling inside of CS, I mean, look at sports too. Like look at every single like if you mirror it right, I mean sports work with 1x bet. Like it's a thing. Like gambling within it is a thing.
What's happening in
And like
Counter-Strike is a
also
microcosm of like what's happening on the larger scale of sports betting. And like having
that
it on your phone to like go to the casino sports betting.
like so see that's to me like that's the thing. And like in my true opinion with it, and like after watching CoffeeZilla's thing, which I'm not sure
I watched all three
you might have
parts. Oh
watched
yeah,
it.
oh yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I am not such a big fan of Valve quite anymore after watching that whole bit because yeah, I love their games. They're really good at making
It
games, but shady fucking business.
No, I mean what it really comes down to, right? Like I get where their concept is coming from and like everything, like their goal is to make money. It's why Blizzard actually stopped doing loot boxes and stuff like that because it's a purchase and everything. And like like I'm okay with case open.
Mhm.
Like I'm okay with everything. However, like at the end of the day, if it truly comes down to someone like getting that involved, someone putting that much money on the line, it doesn't stem directly at the sports betting aspect. To me, I'm thinking of more of like a scope. Like, no, that's an unhealthy thing that they're doing, but like it still can exist in a world. Like, if you look at it, like say alcohol, for example, right? Shit's fun, dude. I love grabbing a fucking beer. However, everything is good within moderation. And that it's like it's not like we're out here like let's ban alcohol, which I mean we tried. It's
Doesn't
not like
work.
it fucking worked. It doesn't work. So it's like it's regulation, but it's also limitation and just giving people like a place to go if that's truly what it comes down to. Like sports betting, in my opinion, it's okay, dude. Like it's a risk. Like I've been to the casino before. Like oh, I put fucking $10 on red. Oh shit, woohoo! Like it's a rush sometimes, but at the same time, I'm not doing that every day. And like that's okay. Like I know my limit. And like if people don't know their limit, that's not directly towards these sponsorships and towards everything. And at the same time, people need to not like blame certain either websites, organizers and stuff like that for taking that type of money because at the same time like if they didn't, we wouldn't have CS esport, at least nowhere near, and especially not tier 2, tier 3 and underdeveloped regions would actually be where it would be so much worse. EU would have the only scene, and like they need those sponsors and they need the revenue to survive. And like basically where everyone's at right now, I mean, it comes down to whether it's a case open, whether it's an actual sports bet, whether it's literally anything. It's like CoffeeZilla said, if Counter Strike itself is doing it, can you blame everyone
Right.
else? Like if the root of the problem isn't fixing them themselves, and that's also a valid point. So it's like if you do something and you do it in moderation, that's okay. It's on the grand scope of things and like helping it, like not being like, oh, dude, like yeah, your mortgage, bro, put it right here. Let me tell you, your mortgage, put it right here. Like, no, like focus your life first. And if you can for leisure, for fun, do something, sure. That's my honest take on it. And like, I don't know if everyone agrees with it, but like that's honestly truly how I feel
I
about it.
no, I think that's a really grounded and mature way of looking at it because I think it's really easy for everyone to say like, oh, down with the casinos, they're all evil or whatever. But it's like, do you understand why you get to just watch Counter Strike for free on the internet whenever you want, and not just like some random jackass playing Counter Strike, but the best players in the world organized to play against each other and like play and compete at a high level for like real prize money. That's happening because of these things, and those things are also succeeding because the majority of people can gamble responsibly. They can do things responsibly and in moderation, right? But not everybody is, and do get those stories get obviously horrifying and sad, right? Like I'm sure everyone has heard of stories throughout any kind of addiction, not just gambling, but like that's why we have to continue working to create something where we aren't having to rely on these things, right? But for the time being we do, and that's fine. And like you said, until the root of the issue is solved, you can't really be mad at anybody else except like Valve at the end of the day, because Valve is the one putting it in the
There's
game.
definitely certain situations that like if there's some exterior companies and like you probably saw the CoffeeZilla stuff and stuff like that,
Oh
like
yeah.
the number one things like it's basically just stay in your lane, be smart, and don't be disrespectful with things you do. And like that's the thing too. We need to make sure that we're able to live in this thing, and we also and that kind of comes down to right because Counter Strike does have kind of one of those kind of like hyper fixated scenes. I feel like a lot of us might have like ADHD and stuff, and like that's not calling people out, but like it's something we need to push towards. And like I said, like that's why like if he was a stigma, I loved being a part of it. It was for a good cause, and especially within a scene, in my opinion, that might have a lot of undergoing issues as well. Like people within the scene need to be more of a positive ear and take a step back for a second. Like we're all people at the end of the day, and like if a problem's truly coming up, like we need to like lend a hand. Like we need to make sure that like people aren't alone if things come up. And like it's not even like the person needs to take on that burden all themselves, right? Like even if the person helps like point them in a right direction to grab resources from their self, like that's also something too. And like I think more people within the community should know that is like dude, we love Counter Strike because it's Counter Strike. At least for the most of us. I mean, some people, yeah, just out here screaming and shit. I mean, word, don't talk to them. You can ignore them. But like, no, like I feel like a lot of us truly, especially within NA, and that's why I love NA. Like that is truly why our region, in my opinion, as an NA person, of course, okay, like
Could be a
that's
little
why
biased.
it really yeah, a little biased, but like no, like we're here for each other. Like we're vibing. Like, ego aside, everything aside, I feel like we have potential. Like pros lurk in people's like vibe and chats and shit. Like everyone kind of talks around and it's just like I don't know. Like imagine if we took all of those good moments and we put them on a platter, but like a large thing within CS is like the negative moments. Like people are like, "Oh, look at this shit! Look at this shit!" Like, and like, unfortunately, like that's not healthy. Like people gotta fucking smile, dude. Lighten up a little bit.
Yeah, I no, I agree, and I mean that's another, negativity rises to the top on the internet, right? Because it gets everybody talking about it, whether they like it or love it. Anything polarizing rises to the top. So yeah. Well, and again, just all circles back to why I think that you. I think that people have found such a home in your streams so easily is because that's you're practicing what you preach in that. It's really easy to go out and say that and like know that that's the right thing to say. It's a lot harder to go live that and people see that in your stream. So I I I hope to see you continue doing what you're doing, man, cuz it's a lot of fun to watch.
I hope so too. I've had my ups and downs. This year's been kind of tough for me, but I mean, dude, I'm pushing by. Even when I have bad days and I load up, I'm like, guys, I'm sick. I'm going through something. Like, I don't know how long I'll be streaming, and like they're like, do what you got to do. Like, if you want to stream, stream. If not, whatever. And I'm like, I know, but like at the end of the day, like I want to let you guys know because I decided to click the live go live button today, and like that's a me thing, right? Like because I back during the like PGL cast and like all the qualifiers and stuff, doing like the 18, 19 hours, everyone's like, make sure to take care of yourself. Are you okay? Like you don't need to burn yourself out and do that. Like you can even like Joel's my roommate in case you don't know. Number one mod in the world.
Okay.
Don't care. He's been helping me, but like even if you asked him like dude, I was getting off at like 10 p.m. to wake up at 3 a.m. to go stream the next day to do another like 19-hour cast. And like my mom was like, "Are you sure? Like, are you sure everything's okay? Like you're doing this a lot?" And I'm like, this is so cool. Like, this is fucking sick. Like, I literally just get to talk and yap for like 20 hours, and some people hate it, some people like it. This is a vibe. Like, this is what I want to do. And like I said, I want to make this like a positive environment for as many people. And like, if people don't like it, if people don't want the positive environment, that I always say it, right? Like, that's okay. There's a lot of creators out there, and I might not be the creator you want to watch, and I'm okay with it. Like, I came up, dude, I started, I think we all started. Like everyone has like a couple viewers here and there, right? Like I'll never think of myself as a large creator. Like no matter if even if I grow more followers, even if I fell off the face of the earth, I do not care. Like,
What if Shaq comes and co-casts with you?
dude, I would be
Would you feel
tweaking.
like you made it then?
I probably would feel like I made it. Like that I hope he's at the major. I don't know if he'll be at the major, but it would be kind of cool if he's there with like NRG and stuff.
Isn't Austin
But
where
no,
they
like
shoot inside the NBA?
I I don't know any of that. I don't watch
Come
basketball.
on, Trotta.
I I'm a yes. If you told me sports, NHL, maybe, right? Maybe. But
Okay.
like I haven't watched in like 2 years, so like I can't hop on a bandwagon. Um, but speaking of Austin,
Yeah.
we got the major coming
We
up.
got the major coming up.
Are you going to the
I'm
major?
not going to the major. I got to. I'm sad about it because obviously, when's the next major going to come through in NA? Just because it's the major, but I've gotten to go to Dallas the last 2 years in a row, so I've been to like big spectator CS, and I'm very focused on trying to make it to LAN as much as I can this year. So I saved my travel budget for trying to go to like frag events this year because it's a big being on the West Coast, it's like a big travel thing for me to go out to go to those things. Um, but I, I mean, I'm very, very excited to be watching it again tomorrow. Like, it hasn't really dawned on me that the major is starting tomorrow, but like the major is starting, and that no matter what, like even I go through dips of like watching professional Counter-Strike. And more so recently, I just haven't like focused on it at all. But like the major is always something that like I'm watching from start to finish. So I'm super hype. I do want to hear what are you? We talked a little bit about it that like nobody but Vitality or Falcons could probably do it. But what do you got overall? I know you've done your pick'ems. What do you have for stage one? What do you got for stage two? Have you thought it all the way through?
Uh I kind of feel like I scripted a little bit all the way through. And if it's true, I actually might have scared myself because I don't know if you know this. Falcons actually don't start in stage 3, they start in stage 2.
Do they?
Yes. And if they flawless through, because they're the highest seed in it, if they flawless through, if they 3-0 stage 2, they go against Vitality in stage 3 to open it, and it would be in a best of 1.
So one of them is not getting. So if Falcons make it to,
No. They can each make it through to the
you're
playoff.
right, but one of
But
them is not
if
getting 3-0 to the playoffs.
yeah,
So
correct. And that would also break Vitality's streak
ha-
if they lost in a best of 1.
oh yeah, because
Yeah.
they haven't
Cuz
dropped a series yet, right? Since they picked up Rops.
it's in like 30 something series. Yeah. It's so it would be like the first one that ends their streak, and it could possibly be in a best of 1 during stage 3, which makes the major even fucking cooler. And like before we go all the way, I do want to talk about my stage 1 pick'ems.
Yeah,
And like some people might hate it, some people might
let's
love it.
hear it.
I have Heroic and OG going 3-0. I don't have Complexity 3-0ing.
Okay.
And a lot of people are like, John, I thought you were NA. Like, what's going on? And you know what? I am fucking NA, and I'm NA all the way. However, I will say Halzerk is definitely a key component of Complexity, and he's not there. Junior is officially subbing in for him, which I think Junior is a good pickup, right? The issue and the fear that I have is I don't know how much time and everything. Like, I'm sure they've been getting good practice in right now,
Yeah.
but it's been a minute since like Junior's played within like that caliber, I guess you could say, of a roster right now, being inside of it, getting invited now to the major. OG, and I cast OG a lot. Like OG, like Nikados has been performing like fucking fine wine on OG, and he's going fucking ballistic. And I do think that OG actually take it over Complexity. So like I do think complexity make it through. I think wildcard and NRG, possibly little copium. I did put NRG through on my pick'ems as kind of the in the last stage. Um which it's either them. I think it was either them or Bait, in a best of three to end it through. I do have Legacy in there as well. Legacy has been crazy, which then there's the whole drama with Bestia and everything going on, visa issues aside, I guess you can say. No, I think it's probably this is about to be the coolest stage with so many kind of like this is in my eyes, this is my major. Like I've casted and watched so much. Yeah, you could say tier two almost CS. Like that's kind of the tier two pool. Like Bait, like Kenzie as a player, I casted him back on Kono and ESEA Advanced like last summer. Like it's watching these teams grow up. Like Heroic, I played them in a fucking show match. Chinggis Warriors, the owner is super cool, and I was like messaging him like, dude, that's so sick for you guys. Like, holy shit, like congrats. Like these are literally all the teams that like I have been in the server with and got to like cast over and watch. So like to me, like stage one, this hits home. Like this hits so home. And also like all of the NA talent through, like, dude, it's gonna be sick. And to end it in Austin, like it's so fucking cool. Stage two, I'm not too sure. I will say I do have my worries a little bit right now with M80 a little bit. And I will say that after I believe they went to not Melbourne, was it Astana? I think Astana. They went 0-3 in groups at Astana. So I hope they had some time to practice everything they need to. I hope they've been staying warm and just grinding the fuck out. But I think we're in store for probably one of the coolest majors. Because this is also the first major to have 32 teams.
That's the thing that I'm excited to see how this. I'm hoping to see one of these stage one teams make it through to the playoffs. Like that would be one of the coolest storylines. Is it going to happen? Probably not, but you never know. Like you just never know. I think it's interesting. More, I might have to. I'll be honest with you. I've had Legacy going 0-3 on this major. I know. Only because I did the HLTV simulation thing, and I think that they're going to lose. I think that they have a hard lineup of games that they have to play in stage one. But I could be wrong on it. I don't know. I don't know the teams from the other region. It's a lot of guesswork for me over here on these pick'ems.
It's a lot.
But I'm saying
it's a lot of teams.
It's a lot of teams, and I think I might have to change Legacy because I have watched Legacy before, and they are a lot of fun to watch. Like I enjoy watching them, and I think that they've continued to like rise in their skill level as time has gone on as well. So I might have to change that out. But I only have one more question here for you before I tell you to give some plugs. I like to keep these around an hour ish or so. But you're always welcome to come back and join because I've very much enjoyed yapping with you here. But this is the question I ask everybody. This one can be Counter-Strike or esports or whatever, and we've gotten plenty of life advice in this, but like if you could talk to like a younger version of yourself or like the next generation or whatever, what's some general advice you would want to give them? Like a little, like if you were talking to like a 10-year-old, 12-year-old version of yourself, like still has the world ahead of them. What's some good advice?
If you truly have a passion in something, just keep pushing forward and just like I literally have a tattoo on my back. It says stay true to you. And like it sounds a little cheesy, it sounds tacky. Like people are like, what the fuck's it mean? It just means like don't stray away from like what you truly want to do with your life. Like I've had moments where I backed away for gaming because people tell me otherwise and everything. However, to me, it's where I'm the happiest. This I truly love every aspect of it. And every time I always come back. I always come back and I don't know, just stay true to like what your vision is, what you want to do, and like don't stray away from it either. Like if you can ever like if you got an opportunity and stuff, that doesn't mean like don't act all high and mighty. And like I've talked to people about that too. Like continue to just be grateful. Like take every day at a time and truly do what you love day by day. That's like the number one thing. I would rather get paid this less and have to work like 160 hours a week. I'd rather work like fucking 8 times the amount to do something I love rather than just not like what I do. Like that's truly the case. Just keep pushing forward.
I think that's really well said. Well, and Trottah, go ahead and give us some plugs. What's next on the table? What's next for you here? Where do we find you? Give us all your shout outs here for the ending.
You can find me on Trottah on Twitch or Trottah CS on other platforms, I guess is the best way to find me. What's next for me? I'm going to be co-streaming the major, which is super sick. I'm excited to watch those games. I'm doing a road trip to the major too. So it's super cool. I'm gonna be streaming from the road trip. I'm at full computer PC setup inside of a van. It's gonna be me, Joel, and then systems tagging along with us. We're all sending it together. And then honestly, after the major, the thing is, I never know what I'm doing the next day. Like I plan out my days one by one. I look at HLTV for the next day and it's like, damn, I don't know what game to do. They all seem lit. So I don't know. Right now, I will say this is the furthest I have planned. I'm just whatever's the major. I'm the major. That is it. I actually have the longest set plan into the future as of right now, and that is just focusing as much around the major.
I like that. Well, dude, I really appreciate you coming on and coming through. I'm glad we finally got to do this, and I hope this is the start of something beautiful. I've really enjoyed getting to talk to you, so thanks for coming through, and thank you all for watching at home. That is it.
It was good to talk with you, and thank you for having me on.
Of course, dude.